If you're over 60 and waking up stiff, tight, or feeling like your body needs a few minutes just to switch on, then you're about to learn something that could change your nights and your mornings. Because Japanese elders, many well into their 80s and 90s, are using 5 simple bedtime movements to stay mobile, pain-free, and energized without ever stepping foot in a gym. These aren't workouts. They're gentle rituals that reset your joints, calm your muscles, and help you wake up feeling younger than you did the day before. And tonight, you're going to learn exactly how to do them. That if you're over 60 and waking up with stiffness, tight joints, or that feeling like your body needs a kickstart just to get moving, then I want you to listen closely. Because tonight, before you go to bed, you're going to try something that Japanese elders have been quietly doing for generations, and the results might surprise you. These are simple movements, gentle, calming, almost meditative, that require no gym, no equipment, and no more than a few minutes of your night. And yet, people who practice them daily report better sleep, more mobility, less joint pain, and a morning energy that feels like someone turned back the clock. So if you're someone who's ever thought, I wish my body felt younger, these bedtime movements might be your new best nighttime ritual. And the best part? Anyone can do them, even if you haven't stretched in years, even if you struggle with balance, even if your body feels stiff or achy. Tonight, I'm going to walk you through the exact 5 movements Japanese elders swear by and why they've stayed in their routine for decades. So stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know how to do them, but you'll feel ready to add them to your nightly routine starting tonight. Now, let's start with this idea. After the age of 60, your body isn't declining because you're getting old. It's declining because movement becomes less frequent, and the small stabilizing muscles that keep your joints healthy start weakening. The Japanese approach to aging is completely different. Instead of exercising hard, they believe in moving consistently, every single day, gently, and always in a way that reconnects your mind and your body. That's why these bedtime movements are so powerful. They're not workouts, they're resets. They switch your nervous system from stress mode into recovery mode. They release the tightness you've been carrying in your hips, your shoulders, your back. And maybe most important of all, they prepare your body to heal while you sleep. Think of them like brushing your teeth, but for your joints. The first thing Japanese elders focus on is circulation. Most people don't realize this, but stiffness isn't just about muscles. It's about blood flow. If you've been sitting or standing all day, your blood tends to pool in the lower legs. That's why you might feel heavy or swollen at night. So the first movement is all about waking up the flow. Imagine lying on your back with your legs gently raised. Now you're not going to strain. Think of it like letting gravity help you. Let your legs rest against the wall, or lift them on a pillow if the floor is too much. And once your legs are elevated, start shaking them lightly, almost like you're flicking tension out through your toes. It looks almost silly, but Japanese elders swear by it because it relaxes the veins, stimulates lymphatic drainage, and gets rid of that stagnant feeling in the legs. You only need about a minute of this gentle shaking. After that, you'll feel lighter, like someone drained the heaviness out. Many people say they feel their lower back relax instantly because their hip flexors aren't gripping so tightly anymore. And once that happens, the whole spine starts to settle. Now, after circulation comes mobility. This is where the second movement comes in. And this one is a favorite among older Japanese practitioners because it helps with hip stiffness, balance, and lower back pain all at once. Picture this. You still lie on your back, your legs relaxed, and you gently bring one knee toward your chest. Not pulling or forcing, just inviting it. Then the other knee. Then, once you've warmed up, you draw both knees in at the same time and rock side to side like a slow, gentle pendulum. It's calming. It almost takes you back to childhood. And what this movement does is massage your lower spine, release your glutes, soften your hip joints, and tell your nervous system, hey, it's safe to relax. Most people hold tension in their lower back without realizing it. This tiny rocking motion releases that tension. It's so gentle you could fall asleep doing it. And the best part is how good it feels the next morning. Your stride feels smoother, your posture improves without effort, and your hips start loosening up over time. Once your hips and back are relaxed, Your body is ready for the third movement. This one is borrowed from Japanese martial arts, particularly from practices that focus on grounding and inner strength. The goal is to restore your balance, not your physical balance, but the balance between your breath and your body. You start by sitting comfortably, on your bed, on a cushion, wherever feels good. Place one hand on your belly and the other on your chest. Now inhale slowly through your nose, but here's the key. Your belly rises first, not your chest. This activates your deep core muscles, the ones that support your spine. Then exhale like you're gently fogging up a window. Slow, controlled, soft. It's called hara breathing. And Japanese elders practice it to calm inflammation, lower blood pressure, and reset the parasympathetic nervous system. But here's the special part. While you're breathing, you gently rotate your torso to one side on the exhale, then return to the center on the inhale, then rotate to the other side on the next exhale. It's slow, almost meditative. And what it does is release the oblique muscles, open the rib cage, ease digestive tension, and keep the spine lubricated. People who do this say their sleep quality improves dramatically. They fall asleep faster, wake up less during the night, and feel calmer overall. And it only takes about 2 minutes. Now we move into a movement that Japanese elders practice almost every day, the ankle and foot sequence. You might not think your ankles matter much for your overall mobility, but they're actually one of the biggest predictors of independence after 60. When your ankles get stiff, everything above them suffers. Your knees, your hips, your balance, even your back. This fourth movement is incredibly simple. Sitting or lying down, extend one leg and start drawing circles with your ankle. Slow, full circles. 10 one way, 10 the other way. Then flex and point your foot like you're pressing a gas pedal, then pulling it back toward your body. And here's the secret. While you do this, don't rush. Pause at the extremes. That pause is where the magic happens. Your connective tissue starts releasing, your calf muscles lengthen, and your nerves get a gentle stretching they rarely receive. Then you repeat the whole thing with the other foot. This simple nightly ritual helps reduce nighttime cramps, morning stiffness, and instability. It even helps some people prevent falls because it retrains the stabilizing muscles in the lower leg that tend to weaken with age. Japanese elders take foot care seriously because they know mobility starts from the ground up. When your feet move well, your whole body moves better. And they know the solution isn't pushing harder, but moving smarter. These nightly rituals aren't meant to break a sweat. They're meant to keep the joints lubricated, maintain flexibility, encourage blood flow, and signal the nervous system to relax. When you're over 60, your body benefits far more from consistency than intensity. One short, gentle session every evening does more for your long-term mobility than a single hard workout once in a while. This is why Japanese elders rarely skip their routines. They view movement the same way many of us view brushing our teeth. It's not optional. It's hygiene for the body. The beauty of this approach is that it removes the pressure and intimidation people often feel about working out. Instead, it invites you to care for your body in a way that feels good, soothing, and sustainable. The movements are slow and controlled, giving the muscles time to lengthen and the joints time to open. This helps ease tension that builds up throughout the day, whether from walking, sitting, standing, or simply holding stress in the body. Because the movements are so gentle, they don't trigger inflammation or strain, which is especially important for older adults whose tissues take longer to recover. And because the routines are done at night, just before bed, the body has hours of uninterrupted rest afterward to absorb the benefits. Japanese elders also believe that the little stabilizing muscles, the ones you rarely think about, play a huge role in healthy aging. These tiny muscles are often the first to weaken as we grow older, not because of age itself, but from lack of use. The nightly movements are designed to wake up these smaller muscle groups, keeping them active enough to support your joints and posture throughout the day. This approach also helps maintain confidence and independence. When your body feels mobile and capable, everyday tasks like walking, bending, getting out of bed, or climbing stairs feel easier. And when you don't struggle with stiffness or pain in the morning, you move more throughout the day, creating a cycle of healthy motion. Japanese elders understand that maintaining the ability to move freely is one of the greatest indicators of quality of life in older age. Their secret lies not in dramatic workouts, but in small, intentional habits done consistently. By treating movement as a gentle nightly ritual rather than a difficult task, they build a foundation of mobility that lasts well into their 70s, 80s, and even 90s. The 5 bedtime movements work together in a very intentional way to prepare the body for rest, recovery, and better mobility, and each one focuses on a different part of the body that tends to stiffen with age. The first focus is circulation, because as people get older, blood flow naturally slows, especially when a day includes a lot of sitting or long periods in one position. Japanese elders have understood for generations that poor circulation is one of the leading causes of nighttime heaviness, swelling, and morning stiffness. By starting with a simple movement like elevating the legs and gently shaking them, the body gets an immediate boost of blood flow, especially to the areas that need it most. This doesn't require strength or effort, just a willingness to let gravity help. When circulation improves even slightly, the muscles relax more easily and the body transitions more smoothly toward rest. The next focus is the spine, specifically the lower back, which carries much of the tension that builds throughout the day. That's where the gentle rocking movement comes in. When someone pulls their knees toward their chest and slowly rocks side to side, the spine gets a subtle massage that releases pressure and resets the nervous system. The rocking rhythm signals safety to the brain, which helps the body shift out of stress mode. This simple motion can soothe tight hip flexors, calm the lower back muscles, and even help digestion by relaxing the abdominal area. It's incredibly gentle but surprisingly effective, especially for older adults who wake up with back stiffness or discomfort. After the spine begins to loosen, the body is ready for the third focus, breath and body connection. This involves a slow, controlled breathing technique paired with light torso rotation. Japanese elders emphasize this because proper breathing is often overlooked as people age, and shallow chest breathing becomes more common. Deep belly breathing activates the diaphragm, strengthens the core, and reduces tension in the upper body. Adding a gentle rotation encourages the rib cage to open and the oblique muscles to release, which can significantly improve posture and ease upper back stiffness. This movement creates a sense of grounding and calm that prepares the mind as much as the body for a good night's sleep. After the breath work, the routine moves down to the feet and ankles, areas that contribute more to mobility than most people realize. Japanese elders often say that aging begins in the feet because once the feet lose flexibility, balance and gait begin to suffer. Slow ankle circles and flexing movements wake up the small stabilizing muscles that support walking and standing. These movements help reduce nighttime cramping, improve blood flow in the lower legs, and strengthen connective tissues that weaken with inactivity. People who practice this consistently often notice fewer balance issues and more confidence when moving around during the day. Finally, the sequence ends with a full-body gentle twist that helps unwind tension throughout the shoulders, upper back, and spine. This is one of the most calming movements because it relaxes the fascia that wraps around the muscles. As the arms swing freely and the torso rotates gently, the body releases stored stress and emotional tension. This final movement ties together everything done before it by creating a wave of relaxation that spreads through the entire upper body. It's a simple way to end the day feeling looser, lighter, and more at peace, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. The third keynote highlights the calming and restorative role of hara breathing paired with gentle torso rotation, something Japanese elders treat not just as an exercise, but as a nightly ritual that reconnects the breath with the body. As people age, stress, shallow breathing, and long periods of sitting all contribute to tension building up in the core and upper body. Many older adults breathe mostly from the chest without even realizing it, which limits oxygen flow, forces the shoulders to work harder, and leaves the body feeling tight and fatigued. The Japanese approach begins by placing one hand on the belly and one on the chest to retrain the breath. So it starts lower in the body. When the belly rises first, the diaphragm fully engages, and this activates deep core muscles that support posture and stability without strain. This type of breathing is slow, rhythmic, and calming, and it shifts the nervous system away from stress and into relaxation, which is exactly the state the body needs before sleep. Once the breath becomes slow and steady, the gentle rotation of the torso adds another layer of benefit. These rotations are not big, dramatic twists, but small, controlled movements guided by the breath. As someone exhales, They rotate softly to one side. As they inhale, they return to center. Then they mirror the motion on the other side. This creates a wave-like flow, almost like the body is rocking itself into a calmer state. What makes this so effective for older adults is the way it targets tension that builds around the rib cage, waist, and spine, areas that tend to stiffen with age and inactivity. Over time, these rotations help keep the spine supple, the rib cage open, and the muscles around the waist flexible. Another benefit of this movement is the way it supports digestion. When the torso rotates gently, it stimulates the abdominal organs and helps reduce bloating, tightness, and discomfort that can interrupt sleep. Many Japanese elders use this technique, not just for flexibility, but for better internal balance. This movement has been part of traditional martial arts and healing practices for centuries because it engages a hara, the body's center of gravity, located just below the navel. In Japanese culture, the hara is believed to be the source of physical and emotional stability. Focusing the breath in this area creates a sense of grounding and calm that can help reduce anxiety, improve focus, and prepare the mind for rest. The combination of breath and gentle movement also releases the muscles along the spine that become tight from daily tasks like standing, walking, and sitting. When these muscles loosen, the shoulders naturally drop, the chest opens, and the entire upper body feels lighter. People who do this nightly often say they feel tension melt away with each breath. Over time, this simple practice can lead to better posture, fewer aches in the morning, and a noticeable improvement in sleep quality. The body becomes more relaxed, the mind becomes more centered, and the transition from waking to sleeping becomes smoother and more peaceful. The fourth keynote focuses on how practicing these simple nightly movements can lead to noticeably better sleep, reduce morning stiffness, improve balance, and an overall smoother, more comfortable feeling in the body, especially for people over 60. What makes these movements so powerful is not that they're intense or complicated, but that they target the areas of the body most affected by aging and daily strain. As people get older, stiffness doesn't appear randomly. It usually starts in the joints, the spine, and the smaller stabilizing muscles that weaken from lack of movement. By performing gentle motions before bed, the body can unwind from the tension of the day and move into a state where healing and recovery can happen naturally during sleep. When the body is relaxed, the nervous system shifts out of stress mode, the muscles loosen, and the joints stop feeling compressed, which makes drifting into sleep much easier than going to bed with a tight or achy body. One of the biggest changes people notice after doing these movements consistently is how different their mornings feel. Many older adults wake up with stiffness that can take hours to shake off. Sometimes that morning stiffness is so strong it becomes a daily frustration. But when the body is loosened before sleep, joints move more comfortably throughout the night, circulation improves, and tissues don't stiffen as much. Instead of waking up feeling rigid or sore, people often wake up feeling more fluid and able to move with less hesitation. Some describe it as waking up with a body that feels warmed up instead of stiff and cold. When mornings feel better, the rest of the day tend to follow more smoothly because you start with more mobility, less pain, and a clearer mind. These movements also play a key role in improving balance and posture, two abilities that naturally decline with age if they're not maintained. The ankle and foot work help stimulate the stabilizing muscles that keep you steady when you walk or stand. When those small muscles become inactive, balance suffers. But when they're engaged nightly, the body learns to stay aligned and grounded. Over time, this reduces the risk of falls and increases confidence when moving around. Better posture is another benefit because the spine, hips, and shoulders loosen to the gentle twisting and rocking motions. When the spine is more relaxed and the muscles along are less tense, standing tall becomes easier and the body naturally aligns itself better throughout the day. This alignment reduces strain on the joints and allows for smoother, more efficient movement. Perhaps one of the most appreciated benefits is the improvement in sleep quality. Not only do these movements make falling asleep easier, but they also help people stay asleep for longer stretches of time. When the body is relaxed, the mind follows, and this results in deeper, more restorative sleep. Many people over 60 struggle with sleep interruptions caused by discomfort, cramps, or restlessness. The movements reduce these interruptions by easing muscle tension, calming the nervous system, and preventing the nighttime aches that often wake people up. With better sleep comes more energy the next day, a clearer mind, better mood, and a sense of overall well-being that builds gradually with each night of practice. The fifth keynote highlights one of the most important truths about healthy aging, which is that intensity becomes far less important than consistency. Many people believe they need long workouts, difficult routines, or high-energy exercises to see real change in their mobility or strength after 60. But Japanese elders prove the opposite is true. The body responds incredibly well to small, gentle, repeatable habits that don't strain the joints or stress the nervous system. When movements are simple and enjoyable, they're easier to stick with, and that's what creates the biggest transformation over time. Doing just 5 to 10 minutes of these calming bedtime movements each night gives the body a continuous message to stay open, flexible, and mobile. This kind of repetition trains the body to release tension instead of holding on to it. Instead of forcing big changes all at once, the nightly practice builds gradual progress that compounds with every session. Even though each movement is light and gentle, the impact becomes powerful because the body thrives on routines. Muscles become more flexible, joints stay lubricated, and circulation improves simply because the body is being cared for consistently. This is especially important for people over 60 because the tissues naturally stiffen when they aren't moved enough. The beauty of these Japanese bedtime rituals is that they require no gym, no equipment, and no physical strain, which removes the biggest barriers that cause people to stop exercising. Anyone can do them, no matter their fitness level, and because they feel good, the body naturally looks forward to them. That positive association makes the habit easier to maintain, turning it into a nightly ritual rather than a chore. Night after night, the small improvements begin to stack up. Someone who starts with limited mobility will often notice that the movements feel smoother within the first week, and over time, the joints begin to open more, the muscles tighten less, and the whole body feels more coordinated, focused, which encourages even more movement and self-care. It becomes a cycle where gentle effort fuels more energy, and more energy leads to a more active and fulfilling lifestyle. What makes this approach so successful for older adults is the realistic nature of it. There's no pressure to perform perfectly or push harder. The goal is simply to show up each night and give the body the attention it deserves. Over weeks and months, the improvements become undeniable. People begin to notice their posture improving without trying, their balance becoming more reliable, and their mornings feeling easier. Movements that once felt stiff become more natural, and there's a sense of confidence that comes from knowing the body is still capable of adapting and improving. This reinforces a habit further, creating long-term transformation through the simplest daily ritual. In the end, these small, consistent movements become a powerful reminder that healthy aging isn't about doing more. It's about doing what truly works and doing it consistently enough for the body to thrive. You